What's up, everybody? Just want to welcome y'all back to the Power Pellet Podcast, episode number 2. Today is April 16th, 2014. I am your co-host, DaVinci, or Jay Terry. I'm here with...
Akimbo Merck, also known as Silky D.
Not really. With the smooth, sultry.
With the smooth, sultry voice. Yeah. Also, just wanted to put this notice up. We are now on Facebook. We are now on Twitter.
Yes.
You can look us up, Power Pellet Podcast. Like us, tweet us, follow us, get to know us. We'll be trying to keep you up to date on the latest and the greatest in the video game industry. DaVinci, what is in your system, sir?
Man, I finally finished Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Very excited.
Tell me about it. This is the one with the Dinobots in it, right?
Yep. They eventually let you play with Grimlock. The way they portray him is like so the game you start off with Optimus Prime, Bumblebee. This big civil war, it just finished, and it's actually continuing. It's the second stage of the civil war on Cybertron. Cybertron basically is shutting down as a planet. Something you pointed out offline when we was talking about it. It reminds you of the Superman versus General Zod theme, which makes a ton of sense.
Right. All right. So Krypton's being destroyed, pretty much.
Yep.
So who's the Optimus Prime baby? Is it Bumblebee? Is that the one he puts inside of the Energon cell and sends to Earth? Or is Bumblebee going to save us?
It's basically the arc. So it Transformers is based on the G1. Hasbro considers this to be lore. So Hasbro gave High Moon, the developers, the go ahead on the storyline. Said we're going to use this as lore, and they're basically saying, just like in the G1 cartoon, the Autobots end up on the Ark. They crash land on Earth, but it's actually millions and millions of years ago from today's current date. That's how you end up with the Dinobots. But they also explain how the Dinobots become into creation. And the reason I keep talking about it because that's like the last third half of the game is with the Dinobots, and they just make Grimlock a beast, man. They give Grimlock all these incredible powers and strength, and they equate him to Bruticus in the game, which is the 5 Decepticon combiner, which just makes this huge Autobot. And it's a good game, man. I enjoyed it. I think it played out better than the first one. Graphically, I don't think they improved too much, but in the end, it was a good game, man. I'm excited to finally beat it.
Well, a couple questions. Without giving away, without spoiling the game for people like myself who haven't played it, you mentioned Grimlock and the Dinobots coming into existence. Now, I'm pulling from the archive here my cartoon memory when the show used to come on WGN here. I remember the Autobots finding the Dinobots trapped in this mountain. It was either in a mountain or in a glacier or something like that. Is that the origination story that you're sticking with now, or
it explains it, even though that happens like super fast, but it explains why. Okay. You're like, okay, that makes sense. It's nothing big. It's nothing like fresh and new. You'll be like, why they do that? And it's literally got nothing to do with the Michael Bay movie series. This is comic book. Yeah,
you're Bay bashing.
Nah, you know me, man. I'm a big fan of them. Yeah, I like the movies. I like all of them.
I do too.
People have problems with them, but this ain't got nothing to do with. This is all based on the comic books and the original toy catalog. And story wise, it was real good. I think for what they was trying to accomplish, I like it.
I think there's a lot of good morsels to pull from the Transformer universe, man. You have so many interesting Autobots and Decepticons. You can write great stories. You can go almost anywhere with those characters, man. You can break off and make a whole video game based on some of the characters in there, man. Especially like Starscream and his battle to take over rulership from Megatron. Then there's
Dude.
Galvatron, and then there's
Oh
Rodimus
my God.
Prime, and you know what I'm saying?
See that's you getting me pumped up. That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like they gotta continue the story. Don't adapt the movie. Don't do nothing like that. Continue
right.
the story of the lore of the G1 series. Give me all of that. Give me Galvatron, everything.
Right.
Give me play the movie out. If they recreated the movie, the original Transformers G1 movie in the game, to me that would be that. I'm cheesing on it. That'd be hot,
are you ready? Are you ready for Optimus Prime to die? Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
In the movie. You ready? You ready to kill him off?
Dude, I loved Rodimus Prime. Rodimus Prime.
I feel like you love Rodimus Prime because Rodimus Prime was, when you were coming up, he was your generation's
Hot Rod.
Yeah, that was his name, Hot Rod. He was your Transformer. Prime was my boy. I mean the red blue Prime. I remember when they came out with the white Optimus Prime Transformer,
white. Mm-hmm.
All white. Yeah. So I remember you breaking the head off of that too. So mad at you, dude. I'm so mad at you. For some of you new listeners who don't know or ain't picked up on it yet, me and Jay are brothers, so sometimes you'll hear us dip into our past and point fingers at each other about who did what.
Just tell you woo-sa. Woo-sa.
Right. Was there any other games in your system that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I do got the game Infamous. I'll talk about that later in the preview. I got an Infamous preview coming up later. So what you been playing, man? What you got?
I'm still in Los Santos, man. I'm still in San Andreas.
Still waiting on them heists, huh, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still robbing gas stations, man. I'm still tricking out cars.
Kicking over strollers.
Hey, if I could, I don't mess with the prostitutes, because the prostitutes is rough in that game, right? And my kids they can't hear all that what's going on. But I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. I'm excited. They announced the next DLC that's coming out. The DLC is supposed to have the heist sometime this spring. It also is bringing you some new cars, some new guns, some new clothes. But the biggest thing for somebody like myself who's kind of maxed out his avatar in Grand Theft Auto is they're going to allow you to have a second living unit. Now, they've been referring to it in some of the articles that I've been reading that it's going to be another apartment. But me and my boys, my clanmates, we went shopping for $1 million homes in the game because there's so many of them, man. I mean, it's California. You got your movie stars, your actors, your athletes. So it's a lot to pick from. But the big thing about having a second place is you get another 10-car garage, which is excellent. So now you get the booster collection up to 20 cars, which makes sense. If they're going to keep dropping new cars every time they have a DLC,
it's new cars out.
Oh, they've already dropped.
Are they doing anything like
6 new cars they've already put into the game?
Are they doing anything like just crazy cars from like other types of like other genres, like movies?
Yes,
TV shows.
The Valentine's DLC that came out, of course, in February allowed you to be a gangster. So they gave you a Gatling gun. They gave you the gangster suits from back then. Even for the ladies, they gave you the dresses that they used to wear back then. They gave you a car, and I cannot think of the name of it right now. But it was one of those old gangster cars that you could hang off the side of and you could shoot off of like you would see in the movies.
Yeah.
So they made that a temporary purchase. In temporary, I mean that you could purchase it while it was out and it was yours forever. But at the end of February, they got rid of it. So now it became a unique item.
So can't nobody else download it?
Like can't nobody else get it now.
It was a limited time type of download. Okay.
And I think that's great. It adds something unique to it. The other game that I have put back into my system just over the weekend was The Last of Us.
Why? What made you? I know there was DLC recently.
Right. Well, there's 2 things. There's Left Behind DLC, where you get to learn a little bit more about Ellie and her friend and some of her backstory. I put that on hold because I got to be able to play that and get into the mindset of that character and the atmosphere again, man. That's what made DLC so great. So I put that to the side. But I've been playing online. The game is just fun. What other game do you get to sneak around, come up behind people, stab them, hit them with a board, beat him with your fist. Struggle for ammo. It's just a great team game. And that's what makes it so great. So I've been playing a little bit of Last of Us, but that's really it. I played a little Skyrim. Skyrim is another one of those games I feel like is never going to end, and I don't want it to. It's excellent gameplay. It's a lot of content. So, but I'm gonna have to start finding something new to play.
Did you beat Skyrim? Did you beat the single player story?
I didn't beat the story. In
Do you
Skyrim.
feel impelled to beat the story though, or are you just living in that world?
I'm at a point now in the game where, in order for me to get to the next stage, I have to be powerful enough to beat this one particular level. And so I went to that level and found out that, okay, I'm not powerful enough. And you get trapped there. So if you go there and you're weak, there's no other way to get out of this particular level unless you beat it. And I just kept getting my butt kicked over and over and over again. So what I had to do, and gamers, you guys can talk about me, because it's a little bit cheating. I had to put in an old save.
Oh no, that ain't cheating. That's smart gameplay. You want to get past that point. That makes 100% sense to me.
I put in an old save, which was probably I probably lost about an hour of gameplay at the most. And now I'm building up my character, getting the weapons, getting his powers up, his magic up, and all that. So now I can go and conquer this next level. That's going to continue. That's going to allow me to beat the single player story, as you referred to it. So that's what I'm playing, man. That's in my system.
You want to get into a little bit of news?
Yeah, man. Where do we begin? I already touched on Grand Theft Auto, so I'm going to continue there. This is a rumor. That, scouring around on the interwebs. There's a rumor. So you know how it goes. Some of the foreign countries, they put placeholders on their company website, so where you can go out and reserve a game that's coming out in the future. Well, apparently, Grand Theft Auto is coming to the PlayStation 4 and to Xbox One June of next year.
Wait.
Quote unquote. That's June 21, 5, baby. Yeah.
Wow. Why would you wait so long?
I think that's great. What? I think that's great timing. Yes. I think it allows you to. Anybody that's playing Grand Theft Auto knows that they've been hacked a lot. There's been a lot of bugs. Basically, online is just a beta, I think. But by setting a time of next year, June of next year, you give yourself a chance to get all your DLC out. You get a chance to work out all the bugs, and I think you get to release a complete game on the next gen system. So I think it's very, very smart.
I gotta disagree, man.
Wow. What's wrong with that?
The only thing I could think of that they holding out on is nothing. I don't understand. I don't understand what's taking them so long. Like, I feel like people people outside of you, like, you're a huge multiplayer fan.
Like, out of me. Okay.
But the gamers like you a huge multiplayer fan, and I feel like I asked my buddy, we was chilling, sitting down, and we was just talking about, rumors, this, that, and the other, and I asked him, I said, if they came out with Grand Theft Auto on the Xbox One, would you get it again? And he said, nah. And
really?
What he said was he didn't want to get it again because he felt like he did everything that he could do, but that the game felt so real that it didn't have that like allure or draw to him after the fact. he said if they came out with more single player stuff for him to do outside of the multiplayer, he would pick it up. If I think that's what they need to do. I think they need to do like a Lost of the Damned or a Ballad of the Gay Tony. They got to release something like that for this game to feed it again.
That's Grand Theft Auto's MO. They've done it with pretty much all their games. So why wouldn't they do that? I would expect them to probably bring Chinatown into
but a year
game.
And a half.
No, yes, for the reasons that I've explained. One, you're building the game on a whole new system, so it's not like you could just port it over from PS3 to PS4 or 360 to the One. You have to build it on a whole new platform. All right, so you're talking about improving graphics and everything else that comes along with it.
Well, they did it with Tomb Raider, and there was another game that they redid. But
those, you're not building a living city.
You saying the complexity level would just probably be 4 to 5 times bigger.
Yes.
But if it's the same game, it's got to feel like they're getting all that bottlenecking. And they basically getting their freedom back and making this game with the new systems. You think that would just a year and a half? It would take them a year and a half. This huge team that you had create this game is done outside of making new content. It would take them a year and a half.
Well, and that's where I think the mistake has been made. And I go back to, and I think I might have mentioned this last time we talked. The game is not done. The online player that you paid your $60 for was complete. That to me maybe had a bug or two, but that was a great game. I felt like I got my $60 worth. The online, which stumbled out the starting block, was a beta. They won't come out and say it. I'm not gonna say is a beta. They're not gonna come out and say it, but it has all the symptoms of a beta. You have people hacking it. You have bugs that you can't get right. You have servers that don't work sometimes, and you're steadily adding new content to it like you would do in a development life of a game. So to me, it's a beta. I think when you hit the PlayStation 4, you don't want to come out with have the same problems you had on the 3 because it just kind of killed you. But 2, you've worked out all your kinks. Now you're truly next gen. You're truly next gen, and like we're going to talk about here in a second, we might as well just talk about it now and transition to it. There are 7 million consoles out there waiting for your game. 7 million. So that's great. Sony has sold 7 million units. I don't know how many Xbox One is sold at this point, but why not tap that market? Maybe you even give a discount to people that bought the game on PlayStation 3.
Bundle. Just bundle. Yeah. Give me a PS4 Grand Theft Auto 5 bundle, and I think that's possibly 7 million more systems that they could sell. Grand Theft Auto is a worldwide game, so I feel like they can do it.
Well, take somebody like me who hasn't bought a PlayStation 4 yet. Are you telling me that hey, you can get your PlayStation 4, and by the way, here's Grand Theft Auto with it?
So would that be enough for you to take all of your PS3 assets? Take them to GameStop, wherever you want, do your trade-in, system trade-in, disc replay, whatever. And for one game, get your game. Is that enough?
Yeah, I'm going to step outside my body and say yes. Okay, Silky D would do that. Okay. But a Kimball Merck is never getting rid of his PlayStation because I got young ones in the house.
Okay.
PlayStation 3, so I'm going to give that to them. But
it's a $400 value that look real good, though.
Right. Silky D is trying to get as much money towards his next system as possible. So, yeah, I'm trading in everything inside the house that I can get some money back for. Because I'm ready for next gen. People are already there. They like a Kimball Merck, where you at? I'm like, man, I'm stuck in the past. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready for it. Yes, 100% commitment, Silky D all the way. So
what about when we talking system sellers? How do you feel? There was an article out. UK Titanfall sales spiked 220% after Xbox 360 launch. Basically, let me read a side note real quick. Has leapt back to the top of the UK games chart following the launch of the Xbox 360 last week. The well-received last-gen version accounted for 71% of sales for the game, with 27% going to Xbox One and 1% going to PC. You talking system sellers, Xbox is still, you still see randomly on the internet the bundles. Is that a system seller for you for the Xbox One, or is it still, if you had an Xbox 360, you would do what I did and just get it on the Xbox 360?
Okay, a couple of things going here. So I saw where somebody said, "Hey, this is what Titanfall looks like on the PC, Xbox One, Xbox 360," and there wasn't a big jump in graphics, man. I mean, what are we really talking about here? A game loading a little bit faster,
Right.
Maybe the frame rate's a little smoother on one system. What are we really talking about here? So
it's the biggest things that I seen were like particle effects. I think one of the things that I missed and was like the big draw to the game was when you actually get your Titan, you look up in the sky and you see this ginormous robot falling from the sky and it hits the ground. On the Xbox One and the PC, when that Titan bursts through the cloud, you get a ton of particle effects, a ton of cloud atmospheric effects.
Gotcha.
It looks really, really good. When it hits the ground, smoke, dirt, dust everywhere, that sound, boom, it just hits. If that's a 10 on the 360, that feeling that you get in your gut, it's about a 6.5. And that's just because the graphics it's not able to present itself in that way on the Xbox 360.
Okay, but so let me play devil advocate on that, because if I didn't play the PC beta or have not seen the game or played the game in detail or whatever on the Xbox One, then I don't know that. So the 360 community doesn't really know that unless you got some really super duper hardcore gamers who are out there really comparing. Well, I'm missing particles. People like you who played the beta, who can see those differences. Oh, I will call you out, man.
That beta, man, that beta was sick. The beta was what got me amped.
Right. But had you not played the beta, you wouldn't know. So essentially, ignorance is bliss in that situation. Now, you asked me a question. Do I get it on the One or do I get it on the 360? Here's why I think you see such a spike in 360. One, the Xbox One is still expensive. I don't care. You can bundle it. You can do all you want to do to it. It's still an expensive system in a bad economy. Two, you have an established gaming community in Xbox Live with the 360s. Hey, man, my friends already got this system. I might have one, but ain't none of my friends got it yet. Maybe two of them got it yet. Maybe I already have plans that's established. You leave people behind. And one thing the gaming community is great at is we're a family. We are truly a community, very social wise. So no, you get online, at least I do, and I want to socialize with my friends. And while we're shooting at robots or shooting at people or whatever you're playing, so there's a community that's already built in 360 world, and I think that's why you're seeing this spike, especially in the UK. They get things late. I don't think it's a huge. It's not a huge.
The Xbox One is more expensive in the UK too.
Well, exactly. So, and what's the rush? Because after I buy Titanfall, what else am I running out to buy and play? What other games am I trying to get for my system? And I think that's the other problem. I think it's great Sony has sold 7 million, but there's not a lot of games out there. So what if we're bored one day with Titanfall? I have, at least my friends have these other games we can go back and get on and whatever. So
yeah,
that's my thoughts on it.
When I bought Titanfall, I was like, all right, this is it. I'm done. Xbox 360 is my last game. And then and then another piece of news was they announced the Borderlands prequel, To the Moon and Beyond. And I was like, what are y'all doing? Y'all killing me. I'm trying to get the Xbox One and y'all keep pulling me back in. They not releasing it on the next gen. And they basically said Gearbox and 2K, but it's mostly 2K who I think is developing the game. Basically said the resources, man. It was just too much for them to try and put it on the new system and the last gen systems at the same time. They just want to do their last hurrah, larger user base. So I'm like, damn. And the game don't come out until like October, November. So it's a long time before that game comes out. So I'm like, you telling me I'm gonna have this Xbox 360 console sitting in my living room until next year sometime? Because my boy still got his 360 that I run with. So he talking about he gonna get it. So I feel like it's gonna be a good year if I make that step to the Xbox One. And a game like this, only available on the last gen systems, is proving that. So
okay, so my turn. Okay, you said some keywords here. One, you said Borderland. Great game. Repetitive at some point.
it is.
Great game. But you said prequel. Dun dun dun. And we talked about Batman last time on the last show about prequel. Prequel equals cash grab every time. In the movie theaters,
it's not a true Gearbox game.
Right. In the movie theaters and on the consoles, whenever a company drops a prequel, they're trying to capitalize off of the game that just made a lot of money. They figure, hey, we're going to get maybe 50, 60, 70% of people who enjoy that game. They're going to run back and they're going to buy this. Prequel to me, I hate them. I hate prequels, man. I just can't get into them. I think it lacks creativity. I think you're using resources that you already have. And say, let's put something else together while the game is hot, while the name is hot, while the title is hot, and let's make some more money. And you're a company, and I get that, but I still think gamers are being cheated. I think there's too many creative people in this world that have too many creative ideas that aren't being developed because we waste time and resources chasing money.
Yeah.
Chasing the bottom line. So that's just my thought on Borderlands. Enjoy it. Hope you and your people you play it. I have fun with it. I enjoy running with you, running with Trigger Rick. But count me out on this one, man.
I hear you. So I got another piece of news that was only reason I brought it in was because I'm a big music guy. I like audio. I'm a fan of just audio and just the back, the behind the scenes, pull the curtain back, what's really going on, how you get to that point type of guy.
Right.
And on Twitter, I don't know if anybody's familiar with Marty O'Donnell. He's basically been with Bungie. He is their lead composer.
I heard about this.
Yeah, he did the classic for the Halo. I mean, you just hear it, you like, all righty then. But I read an article basically saying that he was terminated by Bungie's board of directors without cause. Like, thank you, God bless, and good night.
Look at people. You don't ever get fired without cause. Now, they're not going to tell you the reason, and they don't have to.
You think it's money? Because he's been with them for so long? Is the budget that tight at Bungie? They finna make a boatload of money with this Destiny, man, and Activision put a fat old check in their pocket. It's got to be something else. What's going on?
This is the guy that also did the music for The Last of Us. So, and I don't know if that's related, but here's what I'm thinking.
Wait. He did the music for The Last of Us?
Yeah, from what I read earlier. Yeah, he also composed the music for The Last of Us. Yep. So, hey, listeners, check me on that. I thought I saw that earlier and breezing through some articles. But let me tell you why this guy got fired. And this is how it typically goes. One or two reasons. Hey, I need an increase in my salary. We don't have it in our budget. Well, I'm going to leave. We'll see you later. That's usually how it goes. Because this guy, he it's not like he can't get a job tomorrow. In fact, he might have had one lined up. So here's the other reason that people like this get fired. Hey, Bob, we want you to compose the music this way. Well, I want to compose it that way. Creative differences is the other reason that somebody gets fired. Now, a lot of these companies, especially companies with licensed material, they will have you sign these clauses that says you can't talk about anything that's been worked on or anything that was happening inside the company. After you're fired, it has to be either a year from now or whatever, or we're going to sue you. So that's why you see this guy being terminated, quote unquote, air quotes for people who can't see me, without cause. There's always a reason you're fired. And it's probably a creative difference.
He did The Last of Us DLC.
Okay, he did the DLC, so,
Yeah.
and that could have rubbed somebody the wrong way.
Yeah, it could. Hey, it could have, man. You right. Nah, you right. It could have. It could have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Like, whoa, you playing for the other team now? Like,
exactly.
what are you doing?
Right.
Checks. Maybe he was already on his way out, and he was like, "Yo, they put the call in, and this is where I'm going."
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not uncommon for somebody to say, "Okay, I got a company that's willing to pay me X amount of money more. Are you willing to match?" And our company say no. They say I'm gone. And a big company like Bungie is going to try to save face and say we terminated him instead of him quitting because it sells better. So I think a year from now, I mean, maybe even sooner, you'll hear some leaks and rumors coming out about what really went down. And if we hear it, we'll bring it back to you guys as well. Jay, I think this is a good time to take a break. We can get into some more news when we get back. There's a couple other things that I want to touch on. But let's hit the break. Let's hit it hard.
All right, welcome back, Power Pellet Podcast. Just gonna get into a little bit of preview, a little bit of game tech. Yeah, Kimbo Merck over there, hype.
Yes, let's do this.
All right, I just want to give a quick preview. I picked up that Infamous. Finally, picked up the Infamous.
About time.
Yeah, and I was playing it. I was playing the Infamous, and man, it's gorgeous. It's probably the best looking game on the PlayStation 4 right now. Like,
really?
Hands down. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Killzone look real good, but Infamous, like, the lighting, was everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Killzone was the one they were pushing before the release as far as graphic power and all that. You kept seeing shots of Killzone. Yeah. So you're saying Infamous comes in and says, "Get out the way, Killzone."
Exactly.
I'm prettier.
and the controls are nice. The animation is there. I think if you are a fan of the first two games, I wasn't a big fan of the second game. Everybody said it was good. I didn't really like the Louisiana feel of it. I couldn't get into that. But the first game really drew me in, and this one, Second Son, is amazing. It looks good. If you're a fan, it's definitely a download and keep. If you're not a fan, it's definitely worth giving it a try. Go to your local video store, Family Video, Redbox. If your Redbox is doing the current gen, the new gen system game so far, go rent it, test it, try it out. Your buddy got it. Ask him if you could, hold the disc, go play it, pick it up. You got to play it. If you got a PS4. I think right now, this is one of the easier games to go spend the $60 on. Even if story wise, it's okay. But Trey Barker, I feel like I'm saying his name wrong, but he did the voice of Joel on The Last of Us. He does the voice of the lead character on this game.
Okay, all right.
It's good. It's a good game, and it made me think when I saw the announcement. They just announced The Last of Us with DLC being released hopefully this summer on the PS4. And if that as soon as that come out, I'm getting that. So them two games I'm gonna definitely try to have in rotation and try to get through hopefully before the end of the month. Especially Infamous. I know the other one don't come out till June, but Infamous I definitely want to get to, so when Last of Us come out, I can be hands on with that and run through that and
Let me ask you a question about the Infamous. Yeah. I'm like you. I'm on the same page. I love the first game. In fact, my 9-year-old minion, he plays it right now. He's beating it. He's gone back, and now he's playing the evil side of it. I can't remember what it's called. Who makes that game? Who's the developer? Do you remember who developed it? Sucker Punch. Let me give a shout out to you right now. Sucker Punch. You this is your third game, and you have a great game. You have a huge game. You have great content. The replay value of your game is great. Sucker Punch, I'm giving you a shout out because you didn't, lack of a better word, you didn't pimp your game out. You didn't take your game and make it available every month with a new game like Assassin's Creed. Oh my God.
They took their time, man.
Yes.
They took their time.
And it shows. And it shows, man. It made me hungry for the game when I saw some of the abilities that the new main character was going to have. I was excited about it. Even if, like you said, even if I wasn't too keen on playing in New Orleans and being around all that water, I think they could have picked a better city. But I understand what they were doing with the antagonists in that game. So that's it. That's all.
To give a little background for some people who don't know, who not too familiar with the Sucker Punch developer, they did all of the Sly Cooper games back on the PlayStation 2, and they did the Sly Collection on PlayStation 3. So
great games.
They've been around for a little bit. So I just wanted to mention that. I know you wanted to get into a little bit of gadgets, high technology gaming tech. That's like
last week on the last week's show, or the previous show, we talked about the VR. Before we hop into that VR, you mentioned The Last of Us, you mentioned DLC. New DLC is coming out for The Last of Us. It's called Grounded. This will be the last DLC for the PlayStation 3 bundle. It's going to bring you 4 new online maps. It's also going to bring you some single player DLC as well. You're going to get some new guns. You're going to get some new difficulty levels, which is exciting. Also, if people who play The Last of Us, you know that sometimes your character moves slow. Everything that he does, as far as his crawling and his running, is it's not natural in a way in how he moves. That's probably not a good way of putting it, but they now have it where you can crawl up walls faster, you can duck faster, you can run faster. They've improved the agility of your character, and that's one of the part of the DLC that's coming out as well.
So this would be the second. This is the second storyline downloadable content that they're releasing for the game.
Yes.
Did they mention what it was? Like what characters were involved?
No, and I don't think it's actually a DLC. I don't think it's added onto the story. They're just allowing you to do different things within the story.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the AI difficulty is going to be harder. They call it relentless. It's almost nearly impossible. So you got some people out there who like to play. Yeah, like that. I get tired of getting my butt kicked. I'm just gonna be honest with you,
dude. Sometimes is it okay? Real quick, am I wrong sometimes to want to put the game on easy just to to finish it, or like I can't be the only person out there. Look, y'all. I got a full-time job. I work 50 hours a week. I'm married. That's another bunch of hours of the week. Yep, I got the smallest violin in the world. But I got it hooked up to a microphone so you can hear it. Am I like wrong for wanting to put the game on easy just to kind of finish it or get past this part where it's just bugging you?
Here's my thoughts on putting the game on easy. I think I did it once while playing The Last of Us, and I did it while playing another game too, and I can't remember what it was. Sometimes, man, and it just depends on if you have the strength to want to sit there and grind on the level. Sometimes you don't want to grind. And other times, if a story is so good, take a game like Uncharted. Uncharted was the one I think I did switch the difficulty on and then went back. Uncharted's storyline was so great. You're participating in a movie, and sometimes you just want to see how it ends.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I did it on Uncharted where you were fighting a helicopter on the roof of the building. I was getting smashed. Could not beat this helicopter for the world of me. And it was starting to draw me out of the story. And I think that's something game developers have to be aware of. And I think they are. And that's why they allow you to switch back and forth in the difficulty. But it can't be so hard where it pulls you away from the story, takes you, and I've fought this helicopter and died 20 times. The atmosphere is gone. So that's my thought. That's my thought.
I understand what you're saying. Sometimes the difficulty on normal for that character, like they kind of forget, like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be normal. It's like,
but at the same time, I want a challenge, man. If you grew up playing on these systems when you couldn't save the game, this is nothing to you. You had to beat a game before you went to bed or leave your TV on or whatever, you know. But,
I think if games are getting smarter as far as save points, and as long as they continue to evolve with that and just give you that current state save option, I think difficulty. You will find ways to figure it out. If you got to lower it for the point just to figure out how to beat it, then come back, raise it back up, and beat it. Then you get that satisfaction, that gratification on it, where it just makes you feel good because you got past that part that you will see on the internet that other people was looking up to try and get past. So that's cool. Yeah.
Shout out to you. Shout out to my gamers that make these internet videos to get us past these parts, man. Yeah. Because the worst thing in the world is searching for something in a level and you can't find it, or trying to solve a puzzle and you don't know how to solve it. That's like Kratos. What's his game? God of War. There's some puzzles on there, man. I was like, Google. Oh, okay. And then my son would be like, you can't do that, Dad. That's cheating. Right. I give him the crooked eye, like, okay, well, next time you ask me for help in your game, that's cheating. Yep. And I shut him right up.
That's the same way, yo.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oculus Rift or Sony Project Morpheus?
I have a Sony tramp stamp. So I said that in the last show. So I'm probably going to lean towards Sony for one or two reasons. I think Sony is going to focus their VR strictly towards video games.
Okay. Well, I don't know. You
Oculus,
think so?
But let me finish. Oculus Rift. So as a video gamer, yes, I think Sony doesn't have a social website, so they're not looking to be social with their. That's not one of the main focuses. I think it's a perk for their VR. Oculus Rift, or the Rift as they call it, now being purchased by Facebook. Facebook is not a gaming website. They're not gaming developers. Facebook, to me, they're going to take this VR, and instead of you sitting here watching your scrolling page on your laptop or whatever, man, they're now going to immerse you into an environment with other Facebook users, and I think it's going to be excellent. Now,
do they want to get rid of the TV? Is that Facebook's way of getting rid of the TV?
The TV will never go away. Too much money being made by advertisers. Too many sporting events. TV will never go away. No. I think what Facebook wants to do is they want to lock you into their product more. And that they want you on their site more. They're going to use this thing to advertise to you. They're going to put you in a virtual world. They're going to put you on the holodeck, man, of the enterprise. And while you're on there, there's going to be advertisements flashing and various products that you can use. But it's going to be done smoothly, like a sitcom would do it. Like Seinfeld used to have the box of cereals in the background. Or you might see it on The Big Bang Theory. You'll see some product. So product placement is they do it wisely. But Facebook, to me, and the Rift is strictly going to be the next platform for social networking, and I think it's going to be amazing once they get past some of the nausea problems people are going to have. Once they get past, I think it's going to be a pricing issue as well. Personally, I think these things are going to be very expensive initially.
So far, I think it was 80,000 Oculus Rifts sold, something like that.
Yeah, but
development
to
kits.
Who? Thank you. But to who?
That's a lot of people who just want to ride a roller coaster ride right now.
And something else I heard too is Sony and Facebook aren't at a place now where they're being competitive. They're almost being collaborative and sharing technology because they know that it's going to benefit both of them in the long run. And two, that goes back to what I was originally saying. I think you're going to see them kind of venture off into different directions in how they're going to use their VR. Again, Sony, to me, in my opinion, especially with some of their financial woes, they're going to focus strictly on gaming, PS4 or 5 or 6. This is what we do. Let's get it out there. I think Facebook will say, yes, you can use it for games as well, which is great. but we really want you on our social network.
Is this the first step to PlayStation 9? Remember the PlayStation 9 commercials? That was like super, super duper futuristic. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember those.
When you get a chance, go on YouTube, search PlayStation 9 commercial.
I'm gonna do that. Okay.
And it was super futuristic. I like the idea. I like the concept. I'm a big fan. I like 3D. Everybody's like, I don't like wearing the glasses. But this is beyond glasses. This is a giant visor on your head. And I heard Oculus Rift's goggles are comfortable. They're lightweight. They don't look as heavy as they are. One of the things I was hearing about Sony's Project Morpheus is, though, for the PS4, you have to have the PlayStation 4 camera in order for their headset to work on the system.
That don't bother me now. If that's part of creating this virtual world, that doesn't bother me now. Now, how long, or will we ever get to the point where we're on the holodeck of the Enterprise? I know that with Xbox, when they dropped the Kinect, that was kind of the direction they were heading in, and they scraped the surface, and putting your body into the actual game, and there was supposed to be something where they were going to project the game off the walls of your house, right? Or your room, right?
Dog, when I saw that, I was like, when I saw that, I was like, whoa. That it was so simple of a concept where it expands your TV to your walls in your living room. Or man, it's even better if you got a small office or a bedroom, or even if it's a theater. I saw that and I was like, I want that, because you get like they were showing like gunshots and bullets flying past you, and
that's crazy.
If you was in space, you had like the stars on the wall with other ships around you, and I'm like, that's just concept. How's that concept? How are y'all not breaking y'all necks to release that now?
Well, let's look at some of the choke points. Okay, I look around my room now, my living room where my system is set up. I got a couch here. I don't have a wall on one side. I got on the other one is my front windows that lead to the streets. I don't think those make good platforms for a screen. You know what I'm saying? And so you almost got to dedicate a bedroom that's cleared out with clean walls to really appreciate that product. And I don't think we're there yet.
Well, in the preview they showed, it was they specifically said, as long as your lights are down, basically off, then it doesn't matter what the object is, because the Kinect camera would pick all that up and would adjust so that it doesn't affect the experience.
That's amazing. Look at listeners. Let me know what you think about the VR headsets that's coming out, the Oculus Rift and Project Morpheus.
I'm excited.
What are some of the ways that you think it's going to be used? What are some of the suggestions that you have for it? And again, where are we going with gaming? I hope we are getting to the point where I can be inside Call of Duty. When I want to get to the point where bullets are whizzing past me, I can feel when I'm getting shot. I can feel when I'm stabbing somebody or whatever. So that's where I hope we go with gaming. Eventually,
it almost makes me feel like we're heading towards Caprica. Did you watch
let's go.
The pilot for Caprica? Yeah. That was the thing in Caprica. You put these systems on, and you in this virtual world. It's an exciting time, and I think they always say we don't know what we want until somebody shows us.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people are going to want this once they quote unquote perfect it and they get it right.
Yeah, I think when you strap on something to your head and it's so close to your eyes and it's hitting your brain like that, you have to look at the health risk too. You already get the warnings about seizures. If you're prone to seizures, yippity dabbity hobbity hobbity, be careful. So that's just something to worry about. But
I think if they get the resolution high enough, the Oculus Rift is now running both eyes 1080p. I don't think that'll be an issue.
Okay. There's no release date for it.
Go ahead.
There's no end user release dates out yet, though, right? For these products.
Mm-mm.
Okay. No. Just developer kits that are going out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What'd you have next?
That's it, man. You want to move on to ranting?
Yeah, the rant, baby.
Cue
For
the
y'all
music.
who don't know, hit the rant music.
All right. right, man. You want to go first?
No, I went first last time. What's on your chest, baby? Get it off. Get it off.
It's not about video games. I don't have. You can include video gaming in it, but man, oh man, look. Minor spoilers if it accidentally slip out. I watched.
Wait. Spoiler alert!
I'm gonna have to find that. I'm gonna have to find that Star Trek alarm. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna talk about what it was. It was Game of Thrones episode 2.
Oh wait!
What people are calling the purple wedding, which don't. If you ain't seen it, that won't spoil it for you.
No, it won't.
But I feel like it's you gotta have some type of respect for the people who might be on, let's even just say the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're on the West Coast and you know I saw it 2 hours ahead of you.
Right.
Look, I'm not gonna go on Twitter and post a picture of what happened or go on Twitter and post, you know, it's ways around making comments. You can make an indirect comment. You could just be like, yo, I'm so glad that finally happened.
No,
Hashtag
Jay,
purple wedding. And
Jay, listen. Let me hop in here. Okay, first of all, Your Honor, I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
You are. I didn't want to say it.
I'm guilty, and here's why. I was so geeked at the end of that episode that
Spoilers.
I literally did not know what to do. I'm not going to drop no spoilers. I did not know what to do with myself. So
it felt
I'm
good
sitting
though,
here.
right?
It felt like Christmas, and I was 10, and I got everything on my list, and then some stuff that wasn't on my list. You know what I'm saying? And then I got cash in the envelope too. That's how good it felt.
It's the big surprise gift after the big surprise.
Right. And so let me tell you what I did after the episode. Immediately, I looked for podcasts that I knew were going to do a quick review of the show, so I could get on there and listen to it live. So I did that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to hit Twitter because I want to see what the Twitter world is saying about it. And
I don't know
Twitter,
who that was.
Twitter was dropping pictures, dog, left and right.
I was so mad. Like, how you missed that? Not like it's not like you reading something because you could skip over reading. It was a picture.
I grabbed the picture. I told you I'm guilty. I grabbed the picture and first thing I did was put it on my Facebook. Because I'm caught in the whirlwind, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm all caught up. Ain't nothing I can do. I'm out there bad, dog. I need another hit, Pookie. I'm out there.
You was high off the Kool-Aid juice.
Yeah. And my wife was yelling at me, shut up. Don't tell me. You better not ruin it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And I'm yelling at her, you gotta watch it, baby. You gotta watch it. Give me another hit, Pookie. Give me another hit. But on the flip side, for people like me who went out there and who dropped spoilers on the social websites, let me tell you something. If you're watching Scandal, or if you're watching The Walking Dead, or if you're watching any of these other big shows like Game of Thrones, the last thing you need to be doing is be on these social networks when you know these TV shows are on, because it does not have to be people you're following. It could be anybody. It's going to pop up. If you don't want to know, log off, wait till the show is over, and then log on. So I have no sympathy for the West Coast people who get to watch the show an hour later. Your blank shouldn't be on the social networks to begin with. I'm just going to say that. I'm ranting. This is the rant. You know better. That we in season 4 already. You know better.
But all right, you have a point. But there's still a level of etiquette. I think if you're gonna post something, the purple wedding don't hit you. It ain't the epic event like the red wedding, but it was enough to make you feel like, God damn, it was about time, right?
You dancing around spoilers, dog.
Look, your boy eat it. He eats it. He takes it good. He takes it good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't listen.
I'm not gonna say who.
Don't ruin it. I mean,
I'm not gonna say who, but he takes it good. So
right.
It's like, okay, all right. I went on Twitter. I watched it, but I went on Twitter just to kind of see reactions. And I saw the picture, and I'm like, man, that picture got around quick, like real quick. And it was a clean picture too. So I'm like, okay, here's what really kind of killed me about this though. A week ago, I didn't watch the first episode on purpose because I wanted to watch 2 episodes of Game of Thrones in a row.
That ain't my fault.
Right, but look, no, I was good. I followed the rules.
Right.
I followed the rules. I avoided Twitter. I avoided all the conversations. I'm sitting at a soccer game. Tell me why the lady behind me started talking to the lady next to me about Game of Thrones. And the lady next to me was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. You know, kind of tell me what's up a little bit, this, that, and the other." So I'm like listening on and off, and I'm like, all right, she ain't spoiled nothing. Then she started
hilarious.
Look, she started talking about the book. And she's like, which character you want to know about? What character I'm like, whoa. I said, are you talking about the book that mentions things that haven't happened yet on the show? She goes, oh yeah, with this person turns out okay, and that person, and they come back. And I was like, no, whoa.
You supposed to push her out the stands, dog.
I was like, can you stop?
Yeah.
And I kind of gave her that look. Dog, tell me why she kept going.
Oh my goodness.
I literally got up and left. You
have to.
Walked out. I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, the chick she was telling it to was like, okay, that's good. That's enough. I get it.
To me, that's worse.
She kept going. I was mad. I was legitimately mad. I'm like, okay, right. You got 2 people you only talking to and you keep going. Like, can I smack you in the back of the head? Like, I don't understand. Why are you ruining this for me? You pissing me off.
I guarantee you, that's probably somebody that's partly watching or part timing the show. She's not watching it completely because she's read the book. She knows what's going to happen. So she's not overly excited about it like we are because we're new to it. But I have to give a shout out to people who have read the books, man. I got gaming friends and family that have read the book and they kept their mouth closed. I think the people who read the book, and this goes for the Twilight movies and the Harry Potters, I think they've done a great job of just holding their tongue and saying, hey,
because
check
it's
it out
good.
For yourself.
It's good material.
Right. And they don't want to ruin it for you. Right. So I'm laughing at you because as much as you try to avoid it, you can't.
I'm shaking my head right now.
I'm gonna put you on blast with the West Coast people. If the show come out, you need to watch it the same night, watch it the next morning, and free yourself. Do it for yourself so you don't get hit with spoilers.
I give myself that buffer. I'm just mad for the people who don't or didn't get a chance. They on Twitter, but the picture, you can't miss the picture. That's what I was like. I was like, really? So I tweeted out, and I was like, I know he gonna read this, Danny Terry. I know you gonna read this. Say the word.
Guilty.
Come on, Craig.
Come on, Craig. Yeah, I'm guilty.
It's all fun and games. It's a good show. Guilty. I enjoyed it. I just felt bad for anybody else who might have saw it who ain't watched the show yet. Because to me, that's big time spoiler right there. So, what I can't even. What's your rant, man? What's getting at you?
So last night, man, I went to bed kind of early. Early for me is about 10 o'clock. You're not really tired because, you kind of twist and turn. So I turned the TV on and Iron Man 3 was on. Iron Man 3 is such an excellent movie, man. They basically kind of rebooted Iron Man without rebooting him. And I just think it was such a great movie. But it got me to thinking. So Thor came out, the Winter Soldier is out now. I just saw the trailer for the X-Men, which, by the way, looks amazing.
Did you see Cap yet?
Ain't seen Cap yet. You can't tell me about it.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
I'm going to go see it this weekend. I couldn't go last weekend. So anyway, I feel like, man, I am being bum rushed, barraged. I am being carpet bombed with superhero movies. They are everywhere. They are, of course, on the social networks, but you got, I guess turtles aren't superheroes, but in a way they are. And it's just everywhere. And I'm thinking, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Where do we go from here? Is this just from now on? Are superhero movies going to dominate our movie viewing? Because that's what it feels like. Because these are stories that have been around for years and that can go on for years, that have characters that are as numerous as the sands. So where does it stop? Where are we heading? How much is enough? You already know that Spider-Man 3 was the other one, the new Spider-Man, that's coming out. Yeah. Goodness, that's another smack across the head. So I just feel like, I would hate to have a kid right now who was into superheroes, because as a parent, you're just going broke, buying toys and T-shirts and movies. And so they are milking it. And I just felt like, man, that's my rant.
But it's not going to go away, though.
But let me finish ranting. This is why I'm ranting, because I know that as a writer, an author, and I follow a bunch of different social websites and other authors. If you go to my Twitter feed, my personal Twitter feed, it's nothing but authors. So just be ready if you follow me. There's so much material out there that's unique and new and creative. That's not a rehashed comic book or something that is not a reboot of a reboot. And it frustrates me because I feel like we are being robbed, man. So people can make money. We are being robbed of entertainment. I like to write. I hate to read. And that don't make sense, right?
Nah, it don't.
I'm going to say it again. I like to write. Well, I like to tell stories. So writing is how I do it. But I'm not big on reading books.
Can you put that in the form of a song for me?
Reading is fundamental. And I say that so most of my inspiration has come from movies. When I write my stories, I draw from the movies I grew up with, the Star Wars and the E.T. and all that stuff that I get into. But I just feel like that Hollywood is robbing us in the sense that they can be pulling out some of these other great stories that are being written in these books and give us more variety in what we're seeing, and not just another superhero movie. They're great movies. You're doing them great. This is the best I've seen as far as action in the movies, as far as special effects. But my gosh, how many superheroes are we going to do? If I'm not mistaken, they just rebooted the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and I think that's a year and a half, 2 years away. You're not.
Daredevil, they just rebooted it. Come on, man.
That's a TV show. That's a TV show. Netflix. Daredevil's gonna have a TV show on Netflix because it's R-rated and they don't want to mix.
They get a half pass.
I can see where you're coming from. I can understand the logic where you overstimulated.
Yes. That's how I feel.
It's not going away. It's not going to change. Here's why it's not going to change. Here's why it's not going to change. You got story number one. Story number one is about this brand new character, this brand new story, this idea, this thought that's never been told before.
The origin story. Right?
And you can make $100 million off of it. I'm going to guarantee you $100 million. You have this story that's been around for 50 plus years with a huge following that will make you $500 million.
Oh, which Lord, one? That's great money, man.
Which one you putting out first?
I got you. Right.
As long as they produce quality, that's a loose word now because from the reviews that's coming out with Spider-Man 2, it's not quality. But as long as they produce quality movies, I think we still gonna be out there trying to be like, yo, what's the next chapter in this story? They telling real good stories right now.
Okay, so we're guilty. Most gamers are comic book readers. So we're guilty because we're the ones spending the money to go back and see these movies. We are the one paying these billions of dollars to these movie
midnight release, IMAX 3D, $17 a person.
Yes.
Yep. I'm number. Look, my hands up. Number one. I'm guilty.
Right. Yeah.
I'm guilty. But you grow up as a kid. You get the toys, the comics. Yes. You into it. You've been a fan for 20 years.
Yes.
If not longer. So when they come out with this live action version that's not goofy, not silly, not ho-hum, it's as good as some of these other blockbusters, if not better. That's where your money going first.
But these are the blockbusters now. They're what else is coming out that is a blockbuster now that is not a superhero movie? You know what I mean? Like
Independence Day 2.
Deep sigh. I love the first one but if I'm not mistaken, that came out almost 20 years ago.
I was 15. I was 14. I was about 14. About 20 years ago, yeah.
It's yeah. So
sequel.
And then if you ain't got Will Smith in it, you cheating me already. So give me some free resumes.
Will said he don't want to do it. He said he didn't like the script.
Yeah, he's smart.
No, Will is stupid. Did you see that movie with him and his son?
I loved it.
When they was on the planet, you loved it?
Loved it.
Wake me up when the credits roll.
Wow.
He was Will Smith was so. Here's two things that would have made that movie better. One, if he wasn't, spoilers, if he wasn't hurt the whole damn movie. And then two, if he didn't have that goofy accent. What in the world was that accent, man?
He couldn't sound like he was the Fresh Prince. Let me tell you something.
No, but he didn't have to. He could have said everything, the exact same lines, everything. He just didn't need the accent. It didn't make no sense.
It did make sense. They were no longer.
His wife didn't have the accent. His son didn't have the accent.
She was from Brooklyn. Listen. BK. I'm joning, but listen. What made that movie great to me? I went and saw it with my 9-year-old. Okay, and to me that was a father and son movie about a father and a son, and it was about a son coming into his own. He had been in his father's shadow. He was fighting to get out of his father's shadow, and he was failing to do it. And he was feeling guilty for the firstborn of the family, the star of the family, dying. I'm ruining the movie. You ain't seen it. Nah, it's on Netflix, so go ahead and see it. Anyway, that's what made that movie great to me. One, Will wrote it, and he produced it too. So that's why I liked it. But I
got a fat thumbs down. Dude.
It was a throwback science fiction movie to me. When you compare it to the big budget movies that are out there now, where there's tons of actions and Michael Bay is blowing up everything, this to me was about character. This was strictly about character, and that's
Will Smith character sucked, dude. I didn't mind his son so much. I just didn't. We seen Will Smith in a ton of stuff, man.
You missed his story arc, though, and this was a character story because it was a character story. It wasn't about action. It wasn't about.
I didn't mind that though. I didn't mind that. I just didn't like the way he portrayed. Okay, so let me clarify this for the conversation. I didn't have a problem with the concept of the movie. Everything that his son went through in the movie, I didn't have a problem with none of that. Take out Will Smith and put in somebody else. And I think, seriously, dog, I think the movie does a lot better. I do. Everything about that movie was fine with me except for Will Smith and the way he played that role.
So if Denzel was there with the messed up leg,
I'm in, baby. I'm in.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
On me. Denzel, he give you so much facial, so much more. It was weird, man. The way he played that character, I'm sorry. It was weird. I understand what you're saying, where you relate different to it. The way, nah.
I think I'm defending Will Smith because I'm a fan. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm a Will Smith fan too, though. I like Will Smith.
And when I saw Will Smith doing his acting was shaky. I'm not gonna lie about it. But what I liked about it is, but I was able to overlook that because I feel like as an actor, he went from rapper to goofy kid to playing action hero to being this serious person. You know, he was great in Ali. You know,
oh yeah.
But you have material, you have source material to play off of, so it's not a big stretch as far as how much acting you have to do. You're almost imitating more than you're acting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but with this one, this was an original character that he created for himself. And to me, yes, the accent was funny, but I get why they did it. It's a sci-fi movie. You're off Earth for years. You're going to have a different accent. That's just like me. I could drive 5 hours to where my wife could grow up from, and they're going to have a different accent. That didn't bother me. Yes, his acting was a little dry. It was a stretch role for him. And so I could see how that would draw you away from it. But don't miss the great character story, the character that was being portrayed, the arc that he went from. I think that's to me what drew me in. So let's move on, man. We've been on that too long.
His character was good.
Let it go, man. Let's go.
The actor.
Yeah. I had another rant.
All right.
I'm gonna make it quick. So Call of Duty Ghosts.
I know exactly where you're going.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Where you're going. Oh my!
Call of Duty Ghosts.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Everybody I talk to that plays this game says single player was okay, multiplayer, and they use the word suck. I hate that word because it doesn't really tell me what you mean. They said it's bad. Okay, I don't own it. I'm not getting it. Black Ops 2 was the last Call of Duty I swear I was gonna ever buy. But I cannot help but take the fact that people are giving this game bad reviews, and then I see these gimmicks being rolled out to sell more games. The first gimmick I saw was you're going to put the Predator into the game.
And Michael Myers.
I said, okay, that's kind of cool, but that's not Call of Duty. That's not Call of Duty.
Was this the one with the zombies?
I don't know what this was. All I know is Michael Myers has a level or something in it, and listeners correct us. And then I saw the Predator, and the Predator, that's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? But let's just give him a game by itself and make that separate. But now you got Snoop Dogg doing voiceovers. Come on, man.
As the announcer.
And you're making it a $3 DLC so I can replace.
Get your collar dizzle mizzle izzle.
Come on, watch your back for Zizzle Dizzle. Come on, man. I don't need Snoop Dogg in my Call of Duty game telling me to watch out because a grenade's been thrown. This is ridiculous.
Is he doing that, or is he just doing announcer things where the announcer's I
think they're gonna do what they did with Ice Cube. But at the same time, the fact that you're doing it as a DLC and you're charging people money for this says gimmick. We not selling games like we thought we was. This game is bad. How can we make it better? And now, basically, you have taken Charlie Brown's Christmas tree and put pretty lights on it. It's still an ugly tree.
That's because you got this game that they wrung dry. I think they'll never abandon the name, and I think they're doing a smart thing where they're putting all the developers on a 3-year cycle. I think that's really good,
as opposed to the 1-year cycle they were on.
They were on the 2-year because they had 2 developers. They were on a 2-year. I played the first player campaign. I liked it. I actually enjoyed it. I felt like it actually made a lot more sense than the years before that.
For shizzle my nizzle.
I tried to play the multiplayer, and I literally felt like I was playing a game from 5 years ago that they re-released. I couldn't get into it. The allure and the draw was going for me. So the fact that they came out with the Michael Myers and the Predator, I actually thought that was kind of cool because I felt like that's something that's just a little bit different from what we used to. The idea that Snoop, that I gotta pay. I think it sucked. You gotta pay. You gotta pay for Snoop. Who gonna pay $4 for Snoop Dogg to talk to them, to let them know to check they perks, and you know what I'm saying, and what guns you go run with before the match starts.
I got one question. Do I get a gin and juice loadout? I just want to know. Do I get a gin and juice loadout? You know what I'm saying? Dog pound. Yeah, come on, man. That's a gimmick. I pray to goodness that you gamers do not fall for this. Don't give them your money, because if you give them your money, they're gonna do it again.
Speak with your wallet,
and you're gonna have, I don't know who's gonna show up next in your video games, and you stay away from a game, Snoop. Stay away from a game.
And I don't think this season passed neither. Thank God. So.
Yeah, so that's it. That's my rant. I got it off my chest, baby. Say it with your chest. I feel better.
It's a little hot in here, man. After all that ranting, let's get into the cool down.
Yeah, let's bring it down. I will be your host, Silky D. I'll be taking you into the cool down. This is where we just relax. Go ahead, Jay. What you want to cool? What you got, man? Cool down, bro.
I've been man, I can't even talk to you about Marvel and the Shield TV show. I can't even talk to you about that. I've been watching that, and it's been okay. I've been watching Cosmos. I'm a big fan of. I like the Cosmos. I like what they're doing. I think if you're a young kid who hasn't really, may not be that big into science, I think it's something that'll just kind of visually stimulate you, just to get you to watch it, think about it, and if you want to move on, move on. Man, did you see the final trailer for the X-Men Days of Future Past?
Oh my goodness, man. I saw today the trailer. I saw a breakdown that IGN did.
Oh, I didn't watch that yet.
Yo,
I didn't know they did
yeah, baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love the Rewind Theater. I'm a huge fan of the Rewind Theater.
I visualized myself eating popcorn, enjoying this movie. This movie looks amazing. It has, of course, you already know it has your old X-Men, your new X-Men, but the Sentinels.
And Nimrod. Did you see Nimrod?
No, I didn't see Nimrod.
Nimrod was the Sentinel that was glowing. They were putting him on fire, and in the clip, it was a clip of him punching down Colossus.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that your favorite comic book movie of the year? Like, is that your most anticipated comic book movie of the year?
I can't believe you just asked me that question after my rant. I'm not anticipating none of these movies, but
if you had to pick one,
if you're gonna put me on the spot, no, Turtles is.
Wow.
Turtles is the one that I'm looking most forward to. X-Men is going to hold me over until the Turtles come out, but because again, I just saw Wolverine's movie, which was a great movie.
It was good.
Here this fool is again. It ain't been too long. He right back on my screen. So
I don't think I could get enough of Wolverine though.
Yeah, you know what? I've already ranted about this, but yeah, the trailer looks great. They have some X-Men in here that I haven't heard about, which I love. The jumping back and forth through time, I think, is going to be excellent to watch. In the clip that I saw, they have to break Magneto out of the Pentagon. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see how that goes down.
100 floors down. You see your boy Quicksilver?
100 floors down.
Everybody was beefing about Quicksilver. Oh man, his costume look raggedy. It don't look right. Look, when they showed Quicksilver in action, I was like, I'm sold. I'm in.
Right.
I'm midnight release. I'm buying my ticket on Fandango. We going to the IMAX. I'm seeing it in 3D. Please take my money before I give you even more money to take.
So for you guys who haven't seen the trailer, and what made it so cool for me was they show you the Sentinels from the 70s, and then they show you the Sentinels from today's time. Yep. And of course, if you read the comic books and watched the cartoon, you know how they are almost just giant robots. Well, the Sentinels in the future, and I'm not spoiling anything because it's in the trailer, they're bionic, or what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? They're almost human-like in a sense.
Okay.
But that's not the word I'm looking for. Anyway, they're
androidish.
Yeah.
Cyborgs.
Anyway, when you see the trailer, you'll see what I'm talking about, because they don't look like robots. They look like
and that's what was bad. That's what was badass about Nimrod.
Yeah. And they tell you this in the trailer, in the rewind. They can absorb the power of the mutant and then use it against the mutant or other mutants. That blows my mind. And so again, in the trailer, I'm not spoiling nothing here. The X-Men of the future, that's the whole point of the movie. The current X-Men are not strong enough to beat these Sentinels. And that's why they have to go back in time. That to me is excellent. When you have a antagonist that you cannot defeat, and you just from your normal strength, you have to do something special, you have a great movie, man. So I'm excited about seeing this movie.
Seeing that trailer gets me like super pumped and amped for X-Men Apocalypse.
Seeing that trailer makes me say, you better be on point, Transformers, because X-Men right now are kicking your butt. Your trailer and their trailer are years apart personally. That little goofy trailer
because the X-Men movie, you could look at that trailer and you'd be like, you know what? the story for the X-Men movie is going to be so good.
Yes.
It's going to be so good. And for me personally, I don't hold that against Transformers. I don't need a huge story in Transformers. Give me the main bad guy. Give me the main evil guy. Let me see how we take him down.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. I disagree because we're now on a reboot again, right?
You're gonna get a better story with the reboot, but seriously, I've never watched a Transformers cartoon or movie or whatever for like the story, for the what happens. Oh, what's with this character? I just want to see fancy cars, and I'm sorry, you're gonna be like, what?
But Jay, what's left after you just released 3 movies and I own all 3 of them? What is left when you come out with a 4th movie with a different director and a different human protagonist? What is left? You have to have a great story. I didn't see the Transformers transform. I didn't see the shooting.
You go see Dinobots transform. You're not, dog. You can't. I don't know anybody who can go into a Transformers movie and be like, "Yo, this story better wow me." Like you, you will never. I guarantee you, no matter who writes it, who directs it, you will never get a Transformers movie with a good, great story. It's not gonna happen. You have to go in. You gotta go into that movie lowering your expectations. That's the only dude. I'm being serious though. You have to.
That's not fair. You can't tell me
I'm not saying this right. I'm just saying what it is. It's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen.
You know how much the price of a movie ticket is for me to go out and buy something with lower expectations?
Matinee. Are you kidding me? You go $5 matinee.
I don't want to spend $5 on something that I'm going in with lowered expectations.
But that's the same thing.
I want to be entertained.
You will with explosions and different looking robots. That's going to transform. Think about this. Okay, so you
did it already for 3 movies,
and you're going to do it again for 3 more. You got Mark Wahlberg.
I like him. I like him as an actor. I like him as a rapper.
But the story is not going to change. The story is going to be I'm locked down. I'm a bounty hunter. I'm sent here by Galvatron / Unicron. They haven't said yet. I'm sent here to stop Prime. Okay, that's as long as Prime exists. That's it. That's your story. And then in the movie, here we go. We got to go save Prime. We got to get him out the ship of lockdown. Mark Wahlberg is involved because I guarantee you, yep, exactly. And I guarantee you, when Prime gets captured, Mark Wahlberg's daughter is going to get captured. And that's how he works with Bumblebee and the rest of the Transformers to get them out. That's your story. You are not going to get something excellent.
Listen, listeners, you can't see me, but I'm yawning big time over here. You could park a jumbo jet in my mouth. I'm yawning so big.
As he pre-purchases his ticket to go see it at the IMAX in 3D.
Listen, only way I would ever do that is to go and view the movie with you. Other than that, you have just made this movie. You haven't pushed it past an on-demand rental. You have made this movie HBO Saturday night. Ain't nothing else on.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. You not gonna get it. You will never get it. You will.
That's terrible.
What would be a good story? This is your world, Danny Terry. Okay. Write my next Transformers movie. Give me the elevator pitch right now. Go.
It's simple. You have to step outside of the source material. You have to do. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Star Wars is gonna come out with a game, and Star Wars has said, yeah, you're gonna have Vader, you're gonna have your stormtroopers, but you're not going to get your typical story that's going to fit inside of the universe. You have to step outside of the Transformer universe, dude, and you have to do something unique with the pieces that you have. That's all I'm saying.
Though? I think for something like Transformers, it's a lot harder than it seems. The main goal of the movie, and anybody in that company that's making that movie and involved with it, the main goal of that movie is to sell toys. That's the main goal of the movie. And I think...
I disagree.
It is. That's the reason they came out with the cartoons. The cartoons were made to sell toys. There was nothing story-wise about that cartoon that was like, we want to tell a great story. No, they wanted to sell toys.
I think you have yes, I think you have people that grew up buying Transformer toys and they're collecting these toys. Yes, but I don't think these toys are flying off the shelf like that to today's generation.
They
By
you,
no
you don't you don't
means.
you don't think they are, but they are. And the reason I say they are is because I collect them and I hit different stores up. I'm gonna admit it. I'm a collector. I don't open them and play with them. I buy them and collect them. And I go to the different stores and I can't find them. I'll go to the store one day, they have one that I didn't have. I'll come back the next day and it's gone. People are buying them.
And to me, that sounds like your generation and my generation of collectors are the ones that are buying them. But my kids aren't. My kids aren't begging me to go get these toys. They won't even watch the cartoons, man.
And that cartoon was amazing. That Transformers Prime was great.
Here. Prime is here. I have Bumblebee here. My 9-year-old won't go near him. And so to me, that tells me that no, they're making this movie for us. They're making this movie for collectors. They're making this movie for me, our generation who grew up watching this movie.
So for anybody that buys a toy, no matter what age.
No, our generation. And for me, my generation, I was satisfied with the last 3 movies that came out. Great. You want to bring out a new one? Fine. If you're going to bring out a new one, you better make it original. You better start going deeper into the Transformer lore. You better give me Rodimus Prime. If Optimus Prime don't die in this movie, I'm done. I'm done. I have already seen him in 3 movies. Kill him.
They not gonna kill him.
Kill him. Give me Hot Rod. Let's move forward. Give me the sleek new Transformers. Come on, man.
It was a video clip. It was a video clip online. The Transformers. It was Mark Wahlberg, and you can clearly hear Mark Wahlberg talking to Optimus Prime, and like in the tone of "We've done what we were here to do. Thank you, and do what you can to continue to just be by the human race's side. Prime lives." And I feel you. To me, they could have killed Prime off in the third one. They could have killed Prime off in the third one and introduced Rodimus Prime. But dog, in Japan, you would be like, it's in Japan. But in Japan,
it's in Japan.
Yep. In Japan, it's huge, dog. They robot anything in Japan. It's huge. Japan has their own Transformers toy line that's huge over here for, yes, you're right, collectors. But it's huge. It's just a big marketing commercial for cars and toys. I'm sorry. I hate to burst your bubble like that, but I'm sorry, dog. And Prime will be here for Transformers 4 coming out, and 5 and 6 that they already said that they're gonna make because it's a new trilogy. If they kill Prime off, I'm right with you. I'm happy. Give me Rodimus Prime. We good. But that's what they're gonna do. Look how many times they rehashed Megatron.
Yeah, but they couldn't. They rehashed him, but they brought back. No, actually, they didn't rehash him. They brought back a different antagonist for the second and third movie. They brought back that old weak Prime. That dude was so terrible. They could have saved. They wasted their money to me on the second movie. And then they brought back what's his name? What's Prime?
The Fallen. They brought back the Fallen. But the Vita died. They brought back the Fallen. It's just not gonna happen, man. You have to. I'm telling. I know you don't want to hear it. I know it sucks. I don't want to say it, but unfortunately, to enjoy these movies, they're popcorn fare summer movies. We have to lower our expectations, man.
All right. Well, while you lowering your expectation, I'm gonna wrap up this show. Listeners, let us know what you think. We talked about a lot today in this show. I'm done. I'm supposed to be cooling down, and all he's got me doing is ranting some more. Tell us what you think about the Grand Theft Auto DLC that's coming out, the Last of Us DLC. Give us your feedback on Titanfall and the fact that Sony has now sold 7 million games.
Systems.
Tell me if you Systems. I'm sorry. Tell me if you agree or disagree with superhero movies. I mean, are they just? Is there too many of them? Are you feel like you just drowning in superhero underwear? I mean, what's going on? And then finally, are you excited about X-Men coming out and the new Transformer movie coming out? You know, should Prime die?
Real quick.
Look, kill Optimus Prime or let him live. That is the question. Hit us up on Facebook. We are at Power Pellet Podcast on Facebook and on Twitter. Power Pellet Podcast on Twitter as well. Come by, give us a like, give us a tweet, and let us know how you feel. Personally, I got my shotgun blasted at Prime. He can go. Love him, but he can go.
Real quick.
Take him to the junkyard. What you got?
I just want to say, man, I'm also excited for TMNT, man. Splinter look good. Swinging that sword around, getting ready to fight the Shredder. I'm ready. Let's go.
You know what? We will make this the topic of the next week's episode because Splinter looks horrible. And we could talk about this for another
I gotta
hour.
go.
I disagree.
I'm
Let's
transforming and rolling out. I gotta go. I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
All right. You kill Splinter too.